Okay, this video tutorial is to show you how to make a histogram using Geogebra, which you'll be able to use in your math project. Once you've opened Geogebra, the first step is to go to View and go to Spreadsheet, and this spreadsheet window will open up. And then you can copy and paste the data that I've sent you into the first column. Give it the data a name. In this case, we're looking at nose hair lengths. And then what you're going to do is you're going to highlight that, including the title, and then go to this one variable analysis button and click on that. And you'll see that it gives you the data in the cells that you've selected. And you can click on Analyze, and up comes a histogram. Now I've turned on this Sum X button, which basically turns on some key statistics. We can see that N, or the number of pieces of data, is 16. The mean is 2.8125. Standard deviation is 1.17 about. And then here's the 5-number summary down here. I'm going to show you some ways to customize the histogram. First of all, you can see a frequency table of your data. If you click on this frequency table box, and it appears down below, and that will correspond to the histogram. Now, if you want, you can set click on this button here and set classes manually. If you don't, you can adjust it using this toggle here. For kind of a rule of thumb, when we're dealing with small data sets, is to have 5 classes so that your histogram can show the distribution somewhat. The class width can be determined by taking a look at the maximum and then looking at the minimum, finding the difference between them. 6.1 minus 1.1, that's 5, and then dividing that difference by 5. So the difference is 5, and you're going to divide that by 5, which is 1. So that will tell us, if we want to set our classes manually, that we want the width of 1. So here I've started the first class at 0, and so it looks like there's 5 bars here. If we started at 1.1, let's see what that would look like. Okay, well then we have this here. And you can see that that's a pretty good representation. It's nice to have the x-axis line up with your intervals or your classes, and we can adjust that here if we want. So I've got it starting at 0 and the step is 1. Let's see what happens if we change it to 1.1. Well, that doesn't line up very well. So if we start the x step at 1.1, let's see what happens. Well, that's going to overlap with the y-axis a little bit. Let's bring it back to 0, and that shifts it. And then let's make our class width 1. Okay. And that's pretty close. So if we start here at 0, let's see what happens here. Okay. And that gives us a pretty good histogram. Now you can see that there's this one piece of data hanging out here, and you could test that to see if it's an outlier or not. You can see that it's kind of taller in the middle and then kind of comes down on either side. So it's approximately normally distributed. Not exactly, but it's got kind of an approximate normal distribution. You can imagine a bell curve kind of fitting over that. Now, in order to use this in your project, what you can do is you can right-click and copy to clipboard, and then you can open up Microsoft Word, and let's create a new document here. And you can paste it right into your document, and you can use that. Now, of course, you'll want to include a title for your axes or a label for your axes. So, really quickly, what you have to do is you have to go insert text box, and you can just do a text box here for nose hair length. Make sure you include your units. And you can drag that down. You're going to have to adjust this so that you can bring it down here. And then you can make another text box for frequency, which is going to go on the vertical axis. And adjust the size of that. And you can again make that so it overlaps nicely. And there you go. There's a histogram that you can have in your project using Geogebra.